We are going to continue our unit on the kingdom Monera. So we're going to focus in today on the two types of bacteria. We have the archaic bacteria, which are the ancient bacteria, and the eubacteria, which are the true bacteria. There are several differences between the two. Okay, they differ in their cell walls. Like the archaic bacteria lacks the peptidoglycan. Their plasma membrane is a little different. They have archaic bacteria have lipid compositions unlike any other organisms. The sequences within their bases is very different, and the RNA polymerases and introns are different. The way that they react to antibiotics is a little different. Okay, so just to kind of give you a little comparison chart of the archaic bacteria and the bacteria. The archaic bacteria are typically the ones that are confined to extreme environments that resemble habitats of early Earth, and that's why we call them ancient bacteria. They were the ones that were originated way back when. Okay, so their cell walls lack peptidoglycan. The plasma membranes have lipid compositions unlike any other organisms. They live without oxygen. Okay, and there are a couple types that we'll talk about. The methane producers are called methanogens. They inhabit swamps, marshes, digestive tracts, sewage treatment plants, the guts of animals like cows who contribute to the greenhouse effect. They produce methane. They convert CO2 and hydrogen gas into methane, and they are among the strictest anaerobes. They are poisoned by oxygen. The salt-loving bacteria, or the halophytes, live in the salt lakes, Great Salt Lake, the Dead Sea, and they kind of forms a pink scum when they're in colonies. The heat and acid-loving bacteria are the thermophiles or thermoacidophiles. They live in hot and acidic areas, temperatures between 60 to 80 degrees Celsius, pHs of 2 to 4. Sulfur-dependent bacteria found in the strong sulfuric acid solutions surviving pH as low as 1, which is acidic enough to dissolve metal. They live in the hot sulfur springs in Yellowstone National Park. Okay, so again, these are the ones living in ancient environments, extreme conditions, and again, they are not well with oxygen. The eubacteria are the true bacteria. These include all modern prokaryotes. This comprises well over 90% of the Moneran kingdom. These are the typical bacteria that has a cell wall of complex carbohydrates. They're found everywhere. They might have a cell membrane. They might have two. They are so important in their ability to conduct photosynthesis with the cyanobacteria. They form endosperms. They have the capsule. They can move. They are disease-causing. About 50 species of the different bacteria. They can be parasites. Okay, so let's talk about the importance of bacteria. They will decompose and break down dead and decaying material. They'll recycle. They're made in dairy products like yogurt, buttermilk, cheese. They live in the intestines to help destroy harmful organisms and aids in digestion. They are good at fermentation of alcohol. They are in sewage treatment plants to help purify water. They're used in making different drugs. Okay. They are used for bioremediation to removing pollution. Okay. They are harmful, though. They can cause disease and sicknesses, and these are a bunch of different things that can happen. All right, we are going to do a little presentation on this little project on the bacterial diseases. Okay, bacteria can be spread by air, water, or direct contact. You can go through the air through respiratory droplets, okay, coughing, sneezing, so forth. Water that's not been treated or purified, so you could drink or eat food that once lived in water contaminated with human waste. Cholera would be an example of that. Okay, direct contact is touching objects infected with bacteria. Sexual intercourse, like syphilis, gonorrhea. Arthropods, like the fleas, spread the bubonic plague, lice, ticks, and so forth. All right, causes of bacterial disease. Pretty much once the bacteria enters the body, they can cause disease in a couple of ways. They could produce toxins, and there are exotoxins and endotoxins. So poisonous chemicals are called toxins. Exotoxins are released by living bacteria. So proteins that are secreted in the bacterial wall travel through the bloodstream and affect particular tissues or act locally. And they can create symptoms without actually being present, like tetanus would be an example of an exotoxin. Same thing with diphtheria. Endotoxins is from gram-negative bacteria, and it's released by dead bacteria. So it's associated with the bacterial membranes until the bacteria dies and breaks open. So it's released when the bacterial cells rupture. And examples would be Salmonella, TB, the bubonic plague. Well, how do we control bacteria? We could pasteurize or heat. We could refrigerate or cool or freeze. Dehydration is removing water. Preservatives, we can add additives or chemicals, and we could radiate it. Okay? So if you have any questions, see me tomorrow. Thanks.